Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. In this episode I'm going to be building a hopefully better carriage house. As you may know, I've built a carriage house before. I built the one when I did the Royal Complex right there, but this one's meant for multiple people, therefore multiple carriages. So this one will be bigger, better, and more interesting and more fun to build. So that's what I'm going to be doing in today's episode. And then of course the attached building will also be a residence like in that one. So it's pretty much what I've built before, just on a larger scale and probably with a different block palette, but nothing I can't do. But I think the best place to start, as always, is to just lay down a foundation and see what happens. I intended on building a bit higher of a foundation, but I ran into a bit of a snag. I have a plan of what I want this build to look like, but I'm not entirely sure how to execute it. Because I want this build to essentially be straight up. Not really any multi-layers like that build, or any of the other builds, just pretty much straight up. And then a flat roof on top with little sandstone stair every other block, little sandstone stair bits. And then like around windows have sandstone pillars descending down the face of the wall to add extra depth. But I wasn't quite sure where to put the windows yet, because I can't put any windows on here unless I put it on the back and on the side. I can't put any in the front. And then on these I can put them on the back and on the side. Can't put them on the front here either, unless I do it over the door and have walls on either side of the door, which could work. Actually, yeah, now that I'm speaking this out loud, now that I'm getting this plan out, it makes more sense now. So, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see how that looks with sandstone accents. This one will be all brick and sandstone. Also, yeah, I had to remove a lamppost. I got a basic shape down for how I want this build to look. Obviously, it doesn't look great right now because it doesn't have any of the details or a roof. But this is just the basic shape. It's all straight up. It's got very large glass windows, and it's intentional. I want this build to be very, very heavy on large windows. And this is going to be pretty much all of it. All I just need to do is add a roof on top and then the sandstone details. This back wall is going to be a bit plain, but I might stick some paintings or something on it to resemble, like, I guess, medieval graffiti, because that's definitely a thing. But it's not overly detailed on the inside, just the windows, and then I walled this entire section off. I'll probably put a door in later, but I'll have to figure out where I want it to go. But all that's left to do is obviously the interior, and then the detailing, which should hopefully tie this all together and turn this from a big lump into something actually decent looking. So let's, yeah, I'm gonna use sandstone, so yeah, let's get building. This actually turned out way better than I even expected. I do really like how this turned out, actually. I like the crenellations on top, I like the support pillars, and I like the ever so slightly detailed roof. It's flat. It's actually got carpet on top, yellow carpet, to mask the fact that that is in the same line as the roof, so I don't have a multicolored roof. The interior is obviously not done yet, but the exterior is. And the back actually looks a lot better. This part's a little bit sketchy, but that was to be expected, and I think it turned out decently well enough. And I don't think that the back looks too terribly bad, because before it was really bland, but just this little bit kind of pulls the eye away from the solid colors of the back. And I think it actually turned out pretty well. I like how this turned out a lot. This was how I saw it in my head, and I'm glad it turned out the way I'd hoped. Because when I started off, I was a bit skeptical that it would actually turn out, but I think it turned out well. So yeah, just gotta build the interior, and then that's done, and I'm actually already satisfied with this build. Yeah, these carts they're not great. These are meant for public transportation, so there's not a lot of work put into these carts. So they're not overly fancy or overly detailed like the other one. You don't even get stairs on these ones, you just gotta clamber in. But I like them. They're extraordinarily simple, and it took me way longer to come up with their design than I would care to admit. But yeah, they're very, very simple. And there's 2 of them, because that's all I had space for, but I think 2 of them make sense. They're terribly off-center, though. Well, this one's not, but that one is. So are the lanterns, but it is what it is. Inside, though, inside's cozy. You got a little carpet on your way in, and then up here we got a small little storage space, probably a wardrobe for the person that lives here, and then some barrels, nice little potted plant, and then you've got a little upstairs, little partial balcony with the beds and the storage space for the actual owner. So whoever wants to rent a carriage for the day or just use a carriage can come in here, pay them, and leave, and then at the end of the day the owner can just hop out and take a nap. And I actually quite like this little partial balcony. I think it looks good, and it doesn't take away from any of the windows, which I like that the most. You can just look right on through the windows, nothing covering them. And ultimately, I like this build. I think it turned out quite well. It's very simple, very, very simple, but I like it. I think it fits right in. And I think I need to update the map again. Yeah, because I updated the map before I put in the little pathway up to it, so I gotta fix this. And yeah, it looks a little weird because the roof is entirely yellow carpet. So it looks really funky on that. Honestly, it looks kind of funky in person too. But it is what it is. I don't think it looks... Okay, yeah, it does kind of look that bad, but you're not really ever going to see it from this angle. And even from this angle, it doesn't look horrible. It's a very bright yellow, which is kind of unfortunate. I wish we did have some duller carpet types. Because besides wool carpet, the only carpet we have is moss carpet, and that's still pretty vibrant. I wish we had some more other types, and we have snow layers, but that's just a vibrant white. I wish we had, like, sand layers, so we get that pale yellow. That'd be kind of interesting to see sand layers. Actually, yeah, now I really want sand layers. Well, Mojang, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, but I have a recommendation. And yeah, that's the point of this episode, sand layers. No other point. Nothing at all. Absolutely not. And because of that, that is all that I am going to do for today's episode of Minecraft Mediumcore. It wasn't overly productive, but I still got stuff done, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.